Hare Krishna. Shri Shri Radhastami Mahamotsav ki. Srila Prabhupada ki. So you can see the screen. This is Shri Shri Radha Gokulananda. So I want to thank all of you for joining today. It's our first time to the United Kingdom. We're visiting from the US. It's just like our third day here. And we are just overwhelmed by the tsunami of love that we are feeling from all the devotees here. It's incredible. I can already taste the sweetness of Radharani's cakes because the sweetness of your love is already quite palpable. I want to thank especially Vishakha Prabhu for leading this incredible community and all the other leaders in this temple community. It's mind-blowing how everybody comes together like a big coordinated dance of love. So it's just very impressive. Okay, so today is Radhastami. You can see this verse from the Bhagavatam. But before that, let us just sing one line with full enthusiasm for a very famous bhajan that glorifies Vrindavan Dham. And it starts with Jaya Radhe. So Jaya Radhe Jaya Krishna Jaya Vrindavan Shri Govinda Gopinath Madana-gopāla Jaya Radhe Bolo Jaya Radhe Jaya Krishna Jaya Vrindavan Shri Govinda Gopinath Madana-gopāla Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. Thank you for singing. We sing this Maha Mantra Hare Krishna. It's quite powerful. It is the most powerful mantra. It is the mantra for the age of Kali. Everybody knows that. And this is why we are the Hare Krishna movement. And Hare Krishna is all about Mother Hara. So it's interesting, this bhajan, Jaya Radha Jaya Krishna, it goes on. It's quite long. It goes on describing the different parts of Vrindavan, all the different divine personalities who live there. But the most important personality is listed first. Jaya Radhe, Jaya Krishna. Same way with the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Radhe is first, Hare. But in the Srimad Bhagavatam, we're going to recite this verse in Srimad Bhagavatam. It's very interesting. It's a very important verse from the 10th canto. There's a lot of mystique and mystery around this. So see if you can follow along. Okay? Anayaradhito nunam Bhagavan Haririshvara Yanno Vihaya Govinda Pritoyam Manayadraha. Certainly, this particular gopi has perfectly worshipped the all-powerful personality of Godhead, Govinda, since he was so pleased with her that he abandoned the rest of us and brought her to a secluded place. So who's saying this? Who's speaking this? The gopis, the other gopis, and they're talking about one particular gopi, but they're not saying her name. It says, Anaya radhito nunam, that her aradhana, her worship, is perfect and way better than our worship. And so he's kind of singled her out. In the purport, Shri Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur explains that the word aradhita refers to Srimati Radharani. He comments, the sage Shukadeva Goswami has tried with all endeavor to keep her name hidden, but now it automatically shines forth from the moon of his mouth. That he has spoken her name is indeed her mercy. And thus the word aradhita is like the rumbling of a kettle drum, sounded to announce her great good fortune. Although the gopis spoke as if jealous of Srimati Radharani, they were actually ecstatic to see that she had captured Sri Krishna. Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur quotes the following detailed description of Srimati Radharani's footprints as given by Srila Rupa Goswami in Sri Ujjvala Nilmani. This is what we can meditate on today and every day. Look at her beautiful lotus feet. At the base of the large toe of her left foot is the mark of a barley corn. Below that is the mark of a disc. Below the disc is an umbrella. Below the umbrella is a bracelet. A vertical line extends from the middle of her foot to the juncture of her large and second toes. At the base of the middle toe is a lotus. And below that is a flag with a banner. And below the flag is a creeper, together with a flower. At the base of her small toe is an elephant goat, and upon her heel is a half moon. Thus there are 11 marks on her left foot. At the base of the large toe of her right foot is a conch shell, and below that a spear. At the base of a small toe is a sacrificial altar. Below that an earring, and below the earring a club. Along the base of the second, third, and fourth and small toes is the mark of a mountain, below which is a chariot, and on the heel is the mark of a fish. Thus altogether there are 19 distinguishing marks on the soles of Srimati Radharani's lotus feet. The beautiful alternative angle. You can see as Srimati Radharani walks with her delicate lotus feet along the shores of the Yamuna River, and the sand is soft like talcum powder, and she leaves these imprints. Srimati Radharani ki jai. Om Jnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurun Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. In the Chaitanya Charitamrita, Srila Prabhupada writes in the purport, the name Radha is derived from this verse, Bhagavatam 10:30-28, the one we just read. From the words Anaya Radhita, meaning by her, the Lord is worshipped. Sometimes the critics of Srimad Bhagavatam find it difficult to find Radharani's holy name in that book. But the secret is disclosed here, that the word Aradhita comes from which the name Radha has come. Of course, the name of Radharani is directly mentioned in other Puranas. This gopi's worship of Krishna is topmost, and therefore her name is Radha, or the topmost worshipper. So, the word for worship in Sanskrit is Aradhana. You might have come across that word. It's very common in Hindi, Gujarati. Aradhana, to worship. It means to support Radharani in one word, you can say. Radha is the heart of Aradhana. She is the worshipper. If there's a philosophy, it's called Siddhanta. Philosophical conclusion is called Siddhanta. If something that goes against that conclusion, it is called Apasiddhanta. If there's a beautiful musical note that the devotees are singing here so beautifully. That's called swara. But if somebody sings off note or against that note, it's called apaswara. It becomes a sour note. If there's a sampradaya that represents the pure knowledge, a lineage, it's called sampradaya. But if something that goes against that sampradaya, it's called apasampradaya. It's against it. So Radha is a perfect worshipper. Aradhana is a perfect worship. But if somebody or something goes against that, it is called aparadha. Aparadha. Aparadha means going against Radharani. Therefore, when we worship Krishna, when we worship the holy name, we have to steer clear of aparadha. Otherwise, we cannot reach Radha. This is a very important point for us who want to worship seriously. So now, the question may arise, why is the name of Srimati Radharani not directly spoken in Srimad Bhagavatam? You see here, we have Shukadev Goswami. Shukadev Goswami is dressed in his Sunday best. Very nice clothes. Actually, he didn't wear any clothes because he was completely pure. He was so pure that completely detached. He was born when he was full size. And he came straight to rescue Parikshit Maharaj from his very sad situation. Parikshit Maharaj was given how many days to live? Yes. 7, that's correct. He was given 7 days to live. We can say he's very unfortunate because 7 days is not a very long time. And he took it very seriously. We can consider ourselves very fortunate. But actually, Parikshit Maharaj was also very fortunate. Why? Because he had 7 days to live. Because he knew tomorrow he's not going to die. We don't have that guarantee. The curse he has was irreversible. 100% you'll die in 7 days. That means tomorrow he'll definitely be alive. And the day after. We don't have that luxury. So he's fortunate. None of us can say, guaranteed I will be alive tomorrow. Probability-wise, we're very likely. But he only had 7 days, and Shukadev Goswami knew if he uttered the name of Radha, he'll go in so much ecstasy and trance that he will faint, probably for 4 or 5 days. He won't wake up. And so he said, if I say it, it's not going to work. 7 days, deadline is going to pass. So he did not say the name. Now, why is it that Shukadev Goswami was so afraid of saying Radha's name? Why do you think he was so sure that he will faint? Because Shuka, in the 3rd verse of Bhagavatam, it says, Shuka mukhad amruta drava samyutam. The Srimad Bhagavatam knowledge is sweet and extra sweetened because it's coming from the lotus mouth of Shuka. Just like a fruit, a perfectly ripened mango, when it's touched by the beak of a parrot, it becomes extra sweet. It's certified, this is the sweetest. Then sound went down a bit. But here, because Shukadev Goswami is the parrot of Radharani. You can see here, do you see the parrot on the hand of Radharani? That is, Shuka means parrot actually, and that is Radharani's parrot. And when the parrot lands on her hand, she touches his head and she says, Bolo Krishna, and Shukadev says, Krishna, Krishna, and she loves it. This is Radharani's very dear parrot. That parrot is now Shukadev Goswami. And if he says the word Radha, he'll faint. So that is why you'll not find the name Radha, and yet he kind of hides it. Anayaradito nunam Bhagwan Haririshvara. Oops, there you go. You see the parrot on her hand? Yes. So Prabhupada says, Lord Krishna, the enemy of Kansa, left aside the other gopis during the rasa dance, took Srimati Radharani to his heart, for she is the helper of the Lord in realizing the essence of his desires. See this? She helps him realize the essence of his desires. She is his inner pleasure potency, internal pleasure potency, right? So today is what day? What does it say up here? Happy? No, read it. Oh. Yeah, it's Janmashtami, isn't it? It's Janmashtami. 8 means Ashtami. You see the 8? 8th day. Janmashtami is whose birth? Well, maybe. Janma just means birth. It's generic. You can apply to anybody. It's the Ashtami of birth. For us, Radhastami is our Janmashtami. Her birth is very important. More important even than Janma. But it's our inside secret. You see, we get to celebrate all these cakes. Don't have to share it with 100,000 people. So, happy Radhastami is Janmashtami. Okay. In Vrindavan, the devotees give more importance to Radharani than to Krishna. Have you seen these circles in Vrindavan? And they write Sri Radha like this? It's everywhere. Krishna, not so much. In Vrindavan, when you meet somebody, don't say Krishna, Krishna. What do they say? Radhe, Radhe. I thought it's Krishna's place. On the trees, they paint Jai Shri Radhe. Of course, they love Krishna too. It's not that they don't love him. Srimati Radharani's identity is difficult to understand. So let's step back a little bit and ask us, what is the name of this organization, this movement? What is it called? What's it called? ISKCON. ISKCON. What is ISKCON all about? What's the main point of ISKCON in one word? Yes. One word. One word. Bhakti. Consciousness. Sankirtan. Any other? One word? Krishna. That's correct. International Society for Krishna Consciousness is all about Krishna. Becoming his devotee. Helping others become devotees. And helping devotees become more absorbed in Krishna. That's what it's about. Krishna is the absolute truth. And all apparent dualities and contradictions are reconciled within Krishna. For example, God is a person, right? Or not a person, right? Is he ultimately impersonal? But if he's truly complete, then he should be simultaneously personal and impersonal. It's not that God is not impersonal. Both are there. Once a devotee was preaching that the absolute truth is not impersonal. The absolute truth is personal. And Prabhupada corrected him, no. The absolute truth is both personal and impersonal. Don't deny him either side. You see. So God must have a form. But we also see formless aspects like light. So formlessness comes from form. For example, the sunlight comes from the sun. The light may be formless, but the sun itself has a form. So similarly, the root of all existence, both spirit and matter, both form and formless, the root is the absolute person, Krishna, Supreme Personality of Godhead. Now, is God masculine? Is God male? Is God a man? Male? Yes. He is. We are saying he. He is. So is the absolute truth. I mean, in the world we see male forms and female forms too. Right? So, is the absolute truth feminine? Masculine? Both. That's correct. It's both feminine and masculine. Because these two categories of form, masculine and feminine, have variation in their traits. The embodiment of absolute truth also has both the traits. Supreme male is Krishna, and supreme female is Srimati Radharani. Now Prabhupada says this, listen carefully. In the Chaitanya Charitamrita, Prabhupada says, it is not that Radharani is separate from Krishna. Radharani is also Krishna. For there is no difference between the energy and the energetic. Without energy, there is no meaning to the energetic. And without the energetic, there is no energy. Similarly, without Radha, there is no meaning to Krishna. And without Krishna, there is no meaning to Radha. Because of this, the Vaishnava philosophy, first of all, pays obeisances to and worships the internal pleasure potency of the Supreme Lord. Okay. We'll talk a little bit about some technical philosophical points that'll help you understand something important. There are two philosophical platforms on which Krishna conscious philosophy is to be understood. One is called Tattva Vichar, and the other is called Rasa Vichar. So when we don't understand the difference between these two, it causes so much confusion. Tattva and Rasa. Tattva means essential truth, and Rasa means the flavor of loving exchange that the Lord has with the devotees. For example, okay, I'll give you an example. It is said that Krishna never leaves Vrindavan. Have you heard that? Krishna never leaves Vrindavan. It's said that many places. And that the Krishna you see in Dwarka is not the same Krishna of Vrindavan. In Dwarka, he doesn't play the flute and so on. He's not the threefold bending form. In Dwarka, he stands up straight. In Vrindavan, he's like a little bit relaxed. He's different. He's not even the same person. And yet we know that Krishna, Lord Ram, Narayan, Narasimhadev is the same person. We know that. So on the platform of Tattva, the philosophical existential ontology, they are the same person. But on the platform of Rasa, the flavor of loving exchange, they're different. You know, sometimes someone will tell, like a wife will tell the husband, you know, you're not the same as you used to be. You've changed. What do you mean? My passport says the same name, everything's the same. No, you're a different person now. You used to be so nice. Sometimes I'm in a bad mood. What happened to you? You're not the same. You're not yourself anymore. It's not that he's not himself. He's a different mood. This is something to understand. So let's not get confused. That on Rasa, they're different than Tattva. So then coming back now to Radha Krishna. Is Krishna the predominator? He's being the ultimate Purusha, the ultimate male. Or is Radharani the predominator? Who dominates in this equation? From the point of Tattva, we know that Krishna is Shaktiman, the energetic, and Radharani, the Shakti, the energy. The sunlight exists because the sun is there. It comes from the sun. Similarly, Radharani is the energy of the Lord. In that sense, Krishna is the dominator from the point of Tattva. But now, we come to the land of Vrindavan, where Rasa, the exchange of love, is the most predominant. Not ontological, philosophical Tattva, but from the Rasa point of view, we see that Srimati Radharani predominates by far. She controls Krishna. She makes him dance. He doesn't make her dance. And he will do anything to please her. That is her supremacy. That is her dominion. It's her domain. Because she is Vrindavaneshwari. She is the ruler. The one who calls the shots. Radharani. This is an interesting point. Please note, I'm only quoting Srila Prabhupada. I'm not making this stuff up. You can look it up yourself if you read Chaitanya Charitamrita, Madhya Leela, 13th chapter. From Krishna's own statement, it appears that Radharani is the queen of Vrindavan, and that Krishna is simply her decoration. Decoration. Not even servant. Srila Prabhupada gave us incredible revelations. We just have to read what he's written. He said, everything is in my books. If we don't read, we'll be bereft of this. How sweet is this? Srila Prabhupada is special. I'm going to take a moment to explain how special Srila Prabhupada is. There are numerous indications that Srila Prabhupada is very dear to Srimati Radharani. You can see as a little child, Srila Prabhupada, when he was very young, even as a baby, when he was born, his father used to invite many sadhus, many Vaishnava sadhus would come. And he prayed to the sadhus and asked them, he begged them for blessings, that please bless my son so that he becomes a servant of Srimati Radharani. That's correct, that's correct. Very specific. He didn't say, let him be a servant of Krishna. Because who's the real boss? Krishna is just a decoration. So, Gaur Mohan De knew very well, and Prabhupada got the blessing from birth that he'll be the servant of Srimati Radharani. Then later on, Srila Prabhupada took initiation, mantra diksha, from none other than Bhaktivendanta Saraswati Thakur. Do you know his other name, Bhaktivendanta Saraswati Thakur? His initiated name? Yes, that's right. Varshabhanavi Devi Daita Das. Varshabhanavi Devi is, Varshabhanavi means the daughter of Vrishabhanu. Who is daughter of Vrishabhanu? Srimati Radharani. So you can see his guru's name was also Varshabhanavi Devi Das, like Daita Das. And in his eternal Siddha Swarup, he is known as Nayana Manjari, serving Srimati Radharani. So Prabhupada is blessed and very close to Srimati Radharani. There's a spot in Vrindavan. You can see Krishna. He is holding the lotus feet of Radharani and crying. Where Krishna declared that I am your servant, I am your slave, Radhe. I will do anything for you. He bowed down to her sacred holy feet in Radha Pada Seva. You know what spot this was? This was the exact spot where the Radha Damodar temple is today in Vrindavan. You see? And Radha Damodar is the place where Srila Prabhupada stayed just before coming to America. He wrote the Bhagavatam there. He had his visions there. And his ecstasies came out in the pages. And he then from there launched his worldwide movement and he came here. So he's very, very close to Srimati Radharani. When Prabhupada was in the boat to America, what is the name of the boat? Do you remember, girls? Jaladuta, that's correct. Good job. He wrote, my dear brothers, you cannot get success in Krishna consciousness unless you worship Srimati Radharani. Srila Prabhupada received his most cherished instructions from his Guru Maharaj. That when you get money, print books. Don't waste time with other things. Distribute books. Spread Krishna consciousness to the English-speaking world. This very important instruction on printing books was given to him by Bhaktivendanta Saraswati Thakur. And they were strolling on the banks of, where are they walking? Radhakund. Radhakund. It is here Radhakund, this famous thing happened. So Prabhupada is very close to Srimati Radharani. Once, when the Diwan of Bharatpur, like some royal family person, he came with his family to Radhakund, and they circumambulated the Kund, not by walking, but by doing Dandvat Pranam, Dandvat Parikrama. You know what that means? They go flat, extend their hands to the fingertips, and then they stand up, and where the fingertips were, they put their feet, and they do another Pranam. And that way, they're doing Dandvat Parikrama of Radhakund. Full prostration. Then Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati, he was there, and one of his disciples, Paramananda Prabhu, he came and says, Guru Maharaj, look, how much devotion they have for Radharani. And Saraswati Thakur replied, no. Their vision is different from ours. They worship Krishna and respect Radha because she is dear to him. Now, what's wrong with that? But we Gaudiyas, we are connected only with Radharani. We worship her. And we serve Krishna only because she desires him. Without her, we have no connection to Krishna. See? In other words, she's our boss. If she says worship Krishna, we worship him. If she says stop worshiping Krishna, we'll stop worshiping. That's the point. This is the gift of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Gaudiya Vaishnavas. The Radha first vision. Srimati Radharani first. We don't say Krishna, Hare Krishna. No, we say Hare Krishna. Isn't it? Sorry, in it. Just learning the language. Hare Krishna. Radha first. See, those who worship Vishnu are called Vaishnavas. Those who worship Krishna are called Karshneyas. You don't hear that very often, but technically. And those who worship Radharani are called Gaudiyas. That's who we are. We are Gaudiyas. Gaudiya Vaishnavas. Because we follow Mahaprabhu's idea of Radharani first. Prabhupada writes, so, this is actually one of his lectures. It says, so, Radha Krishna philosophy is a very great philosophy. It is to be understood in the liberated stage. Radha Krishna philosophy is not to be understood in the conditioned stage. But when we worship Radha Krishna in our conditional stage, actually worship Lakshmi Narayan. You have seen that picture, this Vidhi Marg, Raga Marg. Radha Krishna worship is on the platform of pure love. And Lakshmi Narayan worship is on the regulative principles. We are engaged by regulative principles in the worship of Radha Krishna. That is called Vidhi Marg. And actually, when you are on the love platform, then that is called Raga Marg. So without Vidhi Marg, if anyone wants to learn the Raga Marg immediately, that is foolishness. That is foolishness. Nobody can pass MA examination without going through the regulative principles of primary schools and colleges. So therefore, I do not mean to say indulge in the discussion of Radha Krishna so easily. So he's saying this is a close secret, closely guarded secret among those who are real understanding, and they've had understanding of devotional service, and then they can realize why Radha first. It's not meant for just anybody, any old person off the street. It's for those who are real devotees of Krishna. He continues, all glories to Radharani. Radhe Jaya Jaya Madhava Daite. She's so dear to Krishna. Krishna. Everyone is trying to love Krishna, but Krishna is trying to love somebody. How great she is. Just try to understand. Everyone, the whole world, the whole universe, all living entities, they're trying to love Krishna. Krishna Prem. Lord Chaitanya describes Prema Pumartho Mahan. And Rupa Goswami described that you are distributing Krishna Prem. So Krishna Prem is so valuable, but Krishna is after Radharani. Just see how Radharani is great. Just try to understand the greatness of Radharani. Therefore, she is so great. And we have to offer our respect. In the Nectar of Devotion, Prabhupada writes, instead of offering, notice he says instead of, okay? Instead of offering obeisances to Krishna, devotees offer obeisances to his compassionate nature. Actually, because Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, it is very difficult to approach him. But the devotees, taking advantage of his compassionate nature, which is represented by Radharani, always pray to Radharani for Krishna's compassion. So let us sing one more time. All right. Jaya Radhe Jaya Krishna Jaya Vrindavan, Shri Govinda Gopinath Madana Mohan. Jaya Radhe Jaya Krishna Jaya Vrindavan, Shri Govinda Gopinath Madana Mohan. Jaya Radha Gokulananda Radha Gokulananda Radhe. Srimati Radharani ki. So, how do stories normally start? If you hear a story, how do they start? That's correct, that's correct. Once upon a time, it was the sacred month of Bhadra. Bhadra means auspicious. And the night sky was bathed in the soft glow of a half moon. On the 8th night, you get a half moon. The gentle breeze was carrying the sweet fragrance of kadamba flowers along the banks of the holy Yamuna, where the birds sang soft, melodious kirtans in anticipation of an event destined to change the course of the universe. Radharani was born in what village? Anybody know the name where she was born? What town was she born? Raval, that's right. In the village of Raval, Maharaj Vrishabhanu, the noble king of the cowherd community, walked toward the Yamuna to take his midday bath. You can see he's walking there. And he approached the river. A sudden radiance illuminated the entire bank of the river. And brighter than 1,000 suns, yet soothing and cooling to the heart. There's light, and you're startled. And he looked up and beheld an extraordinary lotus floating gracefully on the waters. This was no ordinary lotus. The petals glimmered with golden brilliance, and from within emanated a divine aura that seemed to invite the soul closer to the eternal realm of Goloka Vrindavan. With trembling hands and a heart surging with devotion, Vrishabhanu stepped closer and closer. Inside the lotus, you can see, nestled gently like a priceless jewel, lay the most enchanting little baby girl. Her complexion was shimmering with a soft golden effulgence. Her limbs were delicate and graceful, her form more beautiful than the mind could ever conceive. A flood of bliss surged through Vrishabhanu's heart. He immediately understood, this is no ordinary child. She was divinely sent. So just overwhelmed with joy, the tears streaming down his cheeks, he gently lifted the baby girl into his arms and he carried her close to his heart. He returned home, his steps light, carried as if by transcendence itself. And when Mother Kirtida, his virtuous and saintly wife, beheld the baby, her heart completely melted with boundless joy and love. She immediately arranged for auspicious sanskaras and the sacred rites of purification and donated thousands of cows adorned with gold. And together they decided the name of the child will be Radha, meaning one who perfectly worships and pleases Krishna. But soon, a few days passed, and a mystery emerged. Baby Radha kept her eyes closed. Neither Vrishabhanu nor Kirtida had ever seen her open them. They'd never seen her eyes. And they were so worried, they're fearful. Could our little baby daughter be blind? Does she even have eyes behind those eyelids? It was then that a very famous sadhu who came, he walks around with a veena. Actually, he doesn't even walk around, he just flies around. What's his name? Narad, that's right. Narad Muni, Devarshi Narad, he arrived, just glowing with the spiritual effulgence. His veena, he's slinging it. Like some people sling a guitar, he slings his veena, he walks around all like stylish. And upon hearing their concern, he smiled and he knowingly said, "O king, arrange a grand celebration for this divine child's appearance. Invite all the residents of Raval and Gokul." Who lives in Gokul? That's right, Krishna. In particular, invite your good friend Nanda Maharaj. Don't miss him. He has to come for sure, and his whole family. And then, by the Lord's will, all the mysteries will be revealed. So you don't worry, he said. So following the guidance, they prepared and had a big party. Beautiful garlands were woven, just like how we're doing today, and there are conch shells blowing and sweet melodies. Jai Radhe, Jai Radhe. Jai Radhe! Jai Radhe! That's what's going on in Raval. Filled the air. The entire village was adorned with colorful flags and fragrant flowers for the party. So on the blessed day of the festival, there were two beautiful toddlers. So Nand Maharaj had come, Mother Yashoda had come, Rohini had come, and they're embracing Rishabhanu, Kirtida, like that. But there are two very beautiful toddlers, Balaram and Krishna. You know what are toddlers? They're toddling. They toddle. That's what toddlers do. Actually, I don't know if that's the real word. To toddle. Toddlers are little cute, children who can barely walk, just beginning to go from crawling to walking. And Yashoda said, "Oh, Kirtida, such grace, such radiance. Surely this child is destined for some extraordinary purpose. So beautiful." And meanwhile, the little dark cowherd boy, Krishna, he's barely able to walk steadily, okay? He's like, when he walks very slowly, so he doesn't even bother with walking. But he's very confident in crawling. So he goes, tuk, 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 tuk. When he's crawling, he's really fast. Walking is not so sure. And you can just imagine how there's like little ankle bells jingling with each movement of his crawling, just around the soft baby fat of his feet. Just imagine how, and his lotus feet had a fragrance. Like babies have a fragrance. But his fragrance was smelled for miles around, intoxicating. So he was drawn by attraction to that cradle of Radhe. And he made his way toward the cradle. And with tender curiosity, he pulled himself up with a lot of effort, resting in his tiny hands, the edge of the cot, like this. His dark lotus eyes gazed into her serene, closed face. And at that very instant, something miraculous happened. Srimati Radharani's delicate eyelids slowly fluttered open like two blossoming lotus petals, greeting the first rays of dawn. And where did her gaze fall? No one else but Sri Krishna. The entire courtyard fell silent, as if time itself has paused to witness this divine moment. Radharani's first sight in this world was her eternal beloved Shyama Sundar. It was as though she declared silently to the universe, "I have not come to see the material world. I have come only to see Krishna. My eyes only for Krishna. Otherwise, they'll remain closed. I don't care for anything else." She had simply no interest in seeing anything but Krishna. Now, tears of ecstasy streamed down the cheeks of Rishabhanu and Kirtida Devi. You can imagine how they must be feeling. Oh, their hearts overflowed with gratitude, realizing the divine purpose behind Narada's instructions. What's the message for us as devotees in this story? Just as she chose to open her eyes only to see Krishna, a sincere devotee prays that their own spiritual vision may awaken only when directed toward Krishna through the mercy of Srimati Radharani. So here we see young toddler Krishna waking up Radharani. On this appearance day, devotees meditate deeply. And we can pray, Oh Srimati Radharani, just as you open your eyes only for Krishna, please open our eyes to see only Him. Bless us with devotion, bless us with longing, and place us in service at your lotus feet. Srimati Radharani ki. How can we devotees celebrate Radhastami internally? We're already doing the cakes. That's external. But what can we do in our heart? Let's pause and reflect on this auspicious moment and really think deeply. Understand her divine position. Srila Prabhupada called her Jagan Mata, the mother of the universe. If you listen to a lecture that he gave on Radhastami, right here in London, by the way, 1973, he says Jagan Mata, Srimati Radharani. So when we chant Hare Krishna, we deeply chant the first Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. And when we call out, Oh dear Mother of the Universe, and we say Hare, say that first Hare a little bit louder. It'll help you concentrate on your japa, by the way. It's a good tip. And you can really call out. If your mind wanders, you say the first Hare a little louder, your mind will stop wandering. This is pro tip, okay? Point number 2, Srila Prabhupada, how much he exemplifies devotion for Radharani. Think about how he drew his strength, what he wrote about when he was in Jaladuta, about Radharani. How he got blessings from her throughout his life from the babyhood. And remember how Prabhupada is very dear to Srimati Radharani. We discussed that earlier, from the very beginning. And then, of course, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. How even the Lord loses himself when he takes on her mood. Krishna looks like he's all in control, but the moment he gets the mood of Radharani, he loses all control. He doesn't see, he gives out stuff indiscriminately, the mercy, because he has the mood of Radharani, the giving mood. See. Another point is we have to be careful about avoiding offenses, because we know that if we go against Radha, it is called aparadha. So don't go against Radha. Well, I don't go against Radha. Well, if I'm offending, then I'm going against her. So I should not offend the holy names. I should not offend devotees. Let's avoid offenses, and then we can practice Krishna consciousness. Lord Chaitanya famously prays, I'm not a Brahmana, I'm not a sannyasi, I'm not anything. I am Gopi Bhartu Pada Kamalayor, Dasa Dasanu Das. I'm the servant of the servant of the servant of the master of the gopis. The gopis are the main point here. So we have to reflect today on the immense magnitude of our good fortune, especially when we are faced with despair. Think of how glorious is our Srila Prabhupada, who was personally taken care of by Srimati Radharani, and how the path is so clearly laid out for us by Srila Prabhupada. When we flood our hearts with gratitude, and then we chant Hare Krishna, then we can connect. Without gratitude, we will not be able to reach the love that we want. Gratitude we can easily reach. It's easy to be thankful. Love is not easy. So forget about love. Go for gratitude. It's easy. Okay? Prabhupada explains that Radharani's entire existence is one thing. What is her thing? How can Krishna be pleased? She has no other desire, no other thought. And the secret is that she brings us to Krishna. Okay? So this is why our acharyas beg, Oh Srimati Radharani, please recommend me to your Krishna. On my own, I have no value. So if Radharani recommends, we have hope. And the good thing is Srimati Radharani never rejects anybody. That's why Chaitanya Mahaprabhu never rejects anybody. Right? So, today, let us softly pray and end with this prayer. Oh Radharani, please pick me up when I stumble. Please help me love Krishna the way you love him. I am yours to command. And when we make this prayer sincerely, something beautiful happens. Our heart begins to melt. Our chanting deepens. And we realize we are never alone. Our mother is always here. Srimati Radharani ki. So thank you all very much for your valuable time and your kind attention. And I'm very grateful again to all of you for spending your energy in glorifying Radharani today, coming from very distant places. And we are going to take back home to the US a lot of inspiration and a lot of wonderful memories. Thank you very much. Srila Prabhupada ki. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, dear devotees, one more time, can we please express our gratitude to His Grace, Madana-gopāla Prabhu? Haribo! 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 Prabhuji, we have, while we're making arrangements for the cake, so could you take one or two questions?
Yeah, sure.
We have a few minutes while we're just preparing for the cake and the flower Pushpa Abhishek. If there's anything you heard that you would like to ask a question about, then please feel free. Haribol.
Haribol, Prabhu.
Yeah, okay.
Haribol. Can I ask, why is Krishna painted blue? What's the reason?
So the question is, why is Krishna painted blue? So we don't paint Krishna blue.
Because in obviously the serials and TV shows, we have Krishna as a dark complexion.
As what? Dark complexion.
Dark complexion,
right.
Sham. So we call him Sham.
That's
another
right.
name. But then why do some pictures paint him as blue?
That's a good question. We say his name is Sham, Shyama-sundar. One of his other names is Ghanasham. You know what Ghana means? Ghana means a cloud. It's a rain cloud that is filled with water, and it has a glow of lightning from within. Sometimes you can see lightning inside the cloud. So when the lightning comes through the cloud, it creates a bluish tint. So that's the closest, you can say, approximation. That color does not exist in the material world, but it's the closest approximation to the color of Krishna in the spiritual world. That's why he's blue. That's right. That's right. Yes. Yes.
One more.
All right. So I want to thank especially our sincerely thank our mentors, His Grace Kripa Moya Prabhu and Guru Charan Padma Mataji, for giving us so much guidance over the years, and I owe a lot to them for they're kind of like, giving us blessing, but like our parents when we come here. We feel at home when they're here. So it is so nice to be in their shelter, and I just want to express that they're here. Thank you. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki, Srimati Radharani ki, Shri Radha Gokulananda ki. Hare Krishna.